It's a perfect week to get out and enjoy the weather. It's going to be beautiful this week. And if you're still not convinced that you maybe should get outside, well, maybe this will help. We have Dr. Neha Vias from the Cleveland Clinic joining us to remind us that it is very important to get outdoors.
Absolutely.
But it also comes with some safety tips that we should probably keep in mind as well, right? This time of year, people think, oh, it's not summer anymore. The sun's still out, though. Do we need things like sunscreen still?
Of course we need sunscreen. We get some reflection off of the frost, early morning frost, and also all of the bright sunlight coming from in between the trees. So it's really important not to forget your sunscreen in the morning.
What about, I know this time of year also ticks become, ticks are prominent all summer, but now I think this time of year people tend to think, oh, well, they're gone now, but do you still have to be paying attention to things like that?
You sure do, because they hide in places you would least expect. For instance, when you start to rake leaves, you'll notice that the ticks will nest in those big pile of leaves, and then you have your family members and your furry friends jump in them. So it's really important that when they come back inside that you check yourself and also your loved ones for any ticks that may have come on board.
I wasn't even thinking about that. That's a very good point that you bring up there. Those piles of leaves, because we're all raking those this time of year, that's for sure.
Yes, we are.
But in general, just getting outdoors, breathing in that fresh air, I would assume, at least for someone like me, it can help calm nerves, calm anxiety, just getting out and breathing in that fresh air.
Yes, it sure can, but it's also important to remember that you want to exercise good safety precautions and have all your equipment together before you start raking leaves, and don't just leave it lying around in the grass where you can actually trip on it. And make sure that you're bending from the knees and not your waist. And
good point to bring up right now, because there's a lot of those piles of leaves can get heavy.
They can.
There are other things that you're doing outside that heavy. So when you are making sure that you're outside doing any yard work, bending from the knees.
Right, absolutely. And when you climb those ladders to clean out your gutters, make sure that you have the proper ladder and don't go all the way up to the top.
That's always worrisome too, right? You probably should always have a spotter there, someone holding it, making sure that everything is staying in place.
Yes, it's always nice to have some company when you're working on those chores outside.
Of course it is. What about, now I know, when you're still getting outdoors now, because again, this week's gonna be beautiful. We still, I think Scott was saying later in the month, it'll still be wonderful to get out, maybe still bike. Kids getting on scooters. There's safety measures and precautions with that too.
Yes, absolutely. Remember to wear a helmet, first and foremost, if you're on a bike or a scooter. And remember that we're all sharing those walkways. So if you see some walkers that are slower, make sure you identify yourself before you pass them by.
So this, though, a good time of year to still get out there, take in this, and I know we lack vitamin D in this type of, in this area, right? So any chance we can get out, as long as we have the sunscreen on, can get out and enjoy it, it's a good thing for us health-wise.
Yes, there's no reason for us to stay indoors. We have lots of great days up ahead before it starts to turn really cold, and we should take full advantage of them.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. I really
Thank
appreciate it, Dr. Vias, with the Cleveland Clinic. Family practice, right? So
Yes.
family medicine. So if you're looking for a doctor, give her a call. Her office a call. Thank you so much for coming in.